So I thought I'd wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I also wanted to go into some stuff that happened today. Um, I don't, I normally don't like the holidays because I have anxiety around other people, unless I know them really, really, really well. And uh, today I was around some people that I didn't know, and it sucked, but I still did it, and I survived. So yeah, I was just gonna talk about kind of how that went. Um, but it really sucked. Like, I really hate having anxiety around other people, and to the point where you go to say something and like your voice is shaking, and you sound weird. You sound like you're not making sense. So it's just, I mean, you're making sense, but it's all jumbled up, and I don't know. So I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that happened to me multiple times today, and it was horrifying, and I hated it. But at least I'm trying. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and all those holidays. I've always wanted to have the stereotypical type holiday thing where, there's lots of people over and everybody's having these joyful conversations or whatever, and they're getting along and drinking like warm beverages and coffee and just laughing, ha ha ha, just like I have this like image in my mind of how it should be, and it's just it scares me because I can't do it. I want that. I want to be able to feel calm and relaxed and spend time with people I care about and other people that I don't know, and just have fun. And it's like not something that I have been able to do. And even, when I do it, it's just I'm in my head all messed up. So, yeah, that's always messed with me. And today I was, my mother's been caring for a neighbor. He found out recently that he has um, cancer, and she's been caring for him and stuff. So he invited her and I over to spend time with I believe it was his nephew and his nephew's daughter, and one of the other neighbors here for Thanksgiving. And he ended up having to go back to the hospital, so he still had everything set up, so we all still went over to celebrate Thanksgiving over there. And, I didn't know, I had spoke with the nephew before, and one of the neighbors, but hadn't been around his daughter, the nephew's daughter. And for some reason, people who are younger, they make me nervous. I guess I feel like I'm not cool enough, and then I don't know. It's just weird. So yeah, she was, it was weird because um, well, basically, I was trying to find ways to talk to these people, and they were all talking about some pretty interesting stuff. And one of the neighbors, she has like a documentary that she's made, and she's interviewed all these people. And I thought that was really interesting. And then the daughter, the nephew's daughter, she's like wanting to become I guess an outdoor architect, where she would work on different land areas that have been um, messed up, and reworking them or something. I don't know. There's some form of architect that is basically works outside, and I don't know what it's called, but I guess land architect. There we go. Anyway, so I was trying to talk to these people, and I just felt retarded. I didn't want to say anything. Like, I knew what she was talking about, and there was things that I did try to like. I tried to bring up that were related to this stuff that they were talking about. But when you're mumbling and you're kind of, your voice is shaky and you're not saying the things that you want to say, it just becomes awkward, so you kind of just stop talking. And yeah, so that's been my experience like my whole life in any social setting, and I really hate it. And but I also want to be around people and have Thanksgiving, so I got to deal with it, I guess. But yeah, I mean, you know, there was stuff like it was weird because I can't like I can't say what I'm thinking without judging it, and then as I'm saying it, I think I'm saying it wrong, so I start correcting myself as I'm talking, and it just comes out. Yeah, like somebody was talking about I guess this town that I live in now. I live outside of Charleston, West Virginia, right now, and I guess people have been talking about Charles Manson, which makes no sense to me. This guy, I mean, people think this guy was like some kind of genius. And you know what? Even if he was, who fucking cares? He's a piece of shit. He had a bunch of people and he brainwashed them and then he had them kill other people. That's not someone who should be recognized as an intelligent, you know, philosopher or whatever. The dude was messed up, dude. And that's what I was trying to say when I found out that he was I guess he had lived in Charleston. I don't know how accurate that is. I might look that up. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. But that's what this other person heard. So, yeah. Anyway, they were talking about that. And I was trying to explain how I thought it was messed up that so many people were intrigued by some of the things he has said when he is so, well, he was so messed up. And, I don't think people like that should. You know, it's weird because I always trip out when people like, why is a serial killer? Why are they like this? Why do they do that? And it's like, I mean, the only reason I think you should try to figure that out is to prevent it from happening. Beyond that, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really get it. So yeah, but anyway, I tried to explain that to them, and every word that I used, everything that I said, just came out awkward, and I felt really weird trying to talk about it. Because anyway, so there was that, and then there was a couple other things like the daughter kept talking about how she wanted to do. Now, this probably doesn't sound as bad as it is in my head, but I mean, it probably isn't, but at the same time, it's like I can't, right now, I can't even express exactly how I was talking or what I was saying and how it came out awkward to me. And people, they could tell that I was kind of nervous and shaky in my talking, so they just kind of bypassed whatever I was saying and went back to what other people were saying. And it makes you, when you're like that and people just kind of bypass what you're saying because they know you're nervous for one thing, but also it's like they don't fully understand you, so they'll go on. But when they do that, you're kind of relieved, but at the same time you're like, fuck, man, I feel stupid now, and it's like how do and then if I try to say something else, it comes out even worse. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, how do you fix that? Anyway, this probably sounds really stupid to other people but to me, this just is like every time I talk to anybody. And, so yeah, then there was that. And then she wants to do land architecture, and she was talking about some place in Pittsburgh that has the way that the airflow is and the way the building's set up, that they use natural heat or something like that. But so she explained it pretty well, but I'm not explaining it very well. So anyway, and then I was going to be like, oh, have you heard about that place in Japan? They have a whole like garden set up indoors, like an indoor garden. They grow their own plants or their fruits and their veggies, um, so they can eat them for lunch. And I was gonna say that, and I was, because I was like, hey, I know about something like that, blah, 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 and I just never said it because I, like, by the time she had been done talking and I felt I could have enough nerve to say something about it, it was done. There was like, I couldn't go, oh yeah, by the way, there's this place in Japan or something, I would just feel like a complete asshat. So, yeah, that was fun. And so, yeah, that was it. And, yeah, uh, we, we talked a little bit, but we mostly listened to the other woman who has a documentary about, women who were working in World War II. Anyway, so yeah, yeah, that happened, and then it was weird because I felt less awkward around the older people, even though I'm younger than them. I've always been that way about I've always been around people who are older than me. When I was in middle school, I was hanging out with high schoolers, and when I was in high school, I was hanging out with college people, and when I was in college, I was hanging out with people in their 30s. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, um, so yeah, and I don't know. I guess older people just don't intimidate me as much as younger people. Younger people are intimidating to me because you have people who possibly have their shit together more so than you do, and they're younger than you. So yeah, when there's this girl in college, she's like just turned 21, and she's telling you how she's going to be a land architect, and she's got like all these neat ideas, and she's got her like whole life planned out. Dude, that shit's freaky in me. That scares me. And I'm like, wow, you have your shit together, and I'm lost, right? Like, how do I talk to you? I mean, I can try, but yeah, I could just dig myself a hole there too. Like, it's just, and it's not, I mean, it's not just young people, but it's pretty much anyone who has, I don't know why, people who have an education really freak me out. Our paper education, something saying I have a degree in this, or I went to school for this, or I read this many books, or whatever. They freak me out. And I don't, and not just that, people, serious bookworms, people who are, they're just, some of them can be kind of turtly, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, that scares me sometimes. But yeah, and people in general just scare me if they start talking, and it's just, it's like, what do I say? I don't know. So yeah, that was my experience. I don't know why I'm talking to people about this on YouTube, but I got to spend time with my mom, and that hasn't really happened. I mean, I had last Thanksgiving with her, but this year it's been a little different, so that was nice. Family stuff. Yeah. I don't know why I'm telling people on YouTube this. Oh, also, I am a very messed up individual. The nephew was giving me a ride to the hospital to go visit his uncle, and there was two guys panhandling for money in a certain area on the street, and one of them was older, and typical homeless looking person. That sounds shitty, but yeah, he had a beard and a jacket on and jeans, and he looked like he was probably homeless. And then there was the guy next to him who, I shit you not, looked like a fucking model. It was ridiculous. And yeah, I was like, why are you homeless? You could easily get a girlfriend. I don't know. I don't know. That sounds messed up. And just live off her. No. Or he could be like one of those those guys who just get out of jail and they get a picture of him right before they go into jail, and everybody's like, oh my God, that guy's so hot. And then he becomes a model. That's basically what this homeless guy was. This guy panhandling for money looked like a model. He looked like some surfer dude wearing a hoodie and like Carhartts. It was insane. And I just was like, I felt horrible, but at the same time, I was like, you shouldn't be that good looking. What the fuck, dude? Like, anyway, so yeah, that was interesting. So I thought I'd share that. But yeah, hope everybody's having a happy Thanksgiving. Try to push past your fears of anxiety when you're out and not belonging and whatever's going on with you. I know a lot of the times holidays can suck for people in general. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens in the holidays with family and stuff. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for listening to my rambles. Bye.